ladies and gentlemen, Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcome you to this week's episode of WWE Raw Recap Show. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Of course, this Raw that took place at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. Texas is the, as of right now, final Raw, because it's pro wrestling. You can never say never. They might come back to the USA again, but you can never say never. But as of right now, it is the final Raw on USA Network because next week they will be on Netflix. So yeah, with that being on Netflix, I'm pretty sure a lot of you already have Netflix. So let me know in the comments. Do you already have Netflix? Looking forward to watching Raw on Netflix. Have you tuned in to any of the content on there yet from the WWE? Because I think they did put some content on there already. But anyway, drop a comment on that or just say hello. Also, if you're entertained by this, click the thumbs up button. Also, if you're not a subscriber yet, be a champ and click on that subscribe button. But yeah, like I said, this is the last Raw on USA, and they did a good job spending that time building up next week's show that's going to be on Netflix. You already have Liv Morgan against Rhea Ripley, Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, but got a couple more matches set up for next week as it is. And of course, let's let her rip with the New Day. New Day came out, told the told the DJ to cut their music off, trying to get a word in edgewise, and they couldn't do it. The fans just would not let them get a word in, and they still wonder why people are booing them so much. And of course, that's when Jay Uso's music hits. He comes down to the ring, and they acknowledge that, hey, the three of them, they go way back. Of course, they had, New Day and the Usos had some great tag team matches. But Jay Uso said, look, there's only one thing I got to say to y'all, and that's New Day sucks. And he got the crowd to go into the clap thing. And the crowd said, start chanting New Day sucks. Of course, New Day exits the ring peacefully. Probably didn't want to be still peacefully, but this week they did it peacefully. Jay Uso did say, though, he's got other things to worry about besides the New Day, and that is the new bloodline, which he ain't really worried about them because the OG bloodline will take care of them. But he wants to fight Drew McIntyre. That's when the Titantron came up, or the big screen, wherever they call it now, came on. Solo Sikoa was like, hey, just talking about how much he's going to beat Roman Reigns next week on Raw on Netflix. Of course, this distracted Jay Uso. That left plenty of time, or a good opportunity for Drew McIntyre to sneak attack Jay Uso. Was going for the Claymore kick, but Jay Uso countered with a super kick. Drew McIntyre hit him with a headbutt, laid him out. That's when the officials came out, escorted Drew McIntyre out of the ring, but Drew McIntyre escaped, hit Jay Uso with the Claymore kick, laid him out. Later on, Jay Uso spoke with Adam Pearce, and on the first Raw on Netflix, it will be Jay Uso against Drew McIntyre. This brings us to the first match of the night. It is Teacher versus Student. Chad Gable against Otis. Otis started in, overpowering Chad Gable, getting early advantage. Gable took over, out wrestling Otis. Otis would hit a caterpillar to get a 2 count. That's when the Creed brothers try and get involved. He had to throw them around a little bit. And of course, Ivy and Maxine went at it as well. Chad Gable got the advantage again, strapped on the ankle lock, but Otis was able to escape that. Of course, Otis got the advantage again, threw around the Creed brothers some more, and was looking to end the match with Chad Gable put the finishing touches on it, but Ivy now grabbed on Otis's leg. Otis would just drag her in the ring. Referee was distracted. Chad Gable took advantage of that, locked in the ankle lock again, this time forcing Otis to tap out. So this time, Chad Gable, the teacher, wins out on Otis. And I guess the rumor is that they will be going to SmackDown now, that being the American made. Of course, that could be one of those internet rumor type deals. The next match was supposed to have been Pete Dunne against R-Truth, but Dunne came out and just like a little butch came out and started beating up on R-Truth for no reason. Officials came out, separated them, and pretty much did not have that match. But the next match was a match for the women, or semifinal match for the women's Intercontinental title tournament. It is Zoe Stark versus Dakota Kai. Dakota put up a pretty good fight to begin with, but Stark took over after a beautiful picture perfect springboard dropkick. She's definitely mastered that. It is a thing of beauty. Kai came back a little bit. She hit like almost want to say a Canadian destroyer. What do they call that? Backstabber. Yeah, kind of flipped into a backstabber. Looked okay. Hit a couple Dakota kicks, but Stark would come back, hit a big knee for a 2 count. Dakota would hit a sunset flip for a new count. Again, Stark took over, was going for another springboard move, but was met with a super kick. After that, Kai put her in a fireman's carry, Pele kick combo, 1, 2, 3. Dakota Kai moves on to the tournament. She wins this match. She's one of those you kind of hard to root for sometimes, but deep down I was rooting for Stark. I really see Stark versus Io Sky. More about that later, but so far it looks like it will be a Damage Control or final for the IC title. We should see what happens then. Next match of the night, though, was the Judgment Day versus Damian Priest and the War Raiders. Of course, Raiders and Priest were having their way with the Judgment Day. Just throwing them around, using their power any way they can. Some double team moves from the Raiders. But Judgment Day was able to take over. But Eric took over on Eric. Eric wound up getting a hot tag to Ivar. Ivar was kind of having his way until he missed a teabag move on Finn. Ivar tagged into Priest, and of course Balor was like, no, I ain't having up with that big anger dude today. Tagged into Dominique. Priest almost set him up with a Razor's Edge, but Dominic countered with a Hurricanrana. And as Dominic was going for the 619, Damian Priest got up, goozled Dominic Mysterio for the excuse me, for the South of Heaven choke slam. Got that for the victory. Of course, after the match, the Judgment Day tried to take Damian Priest out, went after that leg, but the War Raiders was able to come back in and save the day again. So got a pretty good alliance there with Damian Priest and the War Raiders. So now he's got at least a couple more friends to fight out the very much fractured Judgment Day. Doesn't seem like they're all getting along again, even though basically the glue that held that group together, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, are gone from the group. I guess that's part of the story. It's like, hey, they were the glue that kept the group together, but things happen. After that, we get a segment with Ludwig Kaiser. He calls out Braun Breaker, but hits Sheamus instead. Sheamus comes in, Smacks low with Kaiser Rao, hits him with a bro kick, and sends Kaiser back to the back. And this will bring us to the final semifinal match for the Women's Intercontinental Title Tournament. It is Io Sky versus Lyra Valkyrie. Lyra Valkyrie got a lot of the advantage in the match after an exchange of counters and flips. Um, but she took over with a after a drop kick to the knee, would work on the leg. Io Sky did a good job of selling the leg. Double cross body block would have Io Sky be the first woman up and take over after that. Uh, Good exchange after that, but in the end, it was Io Sky got the O'Connor roll. Uh, Lyra Viker got out of that, took the legs up, bridged up, and got the victory. So it will be Dakota Kai and Lyra Valkyrie in the finals for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Um, should be a decent match. I thought this match was good, of course. Lyra Valkyrie is becoming very good. Io Sky is already very good, so wish they could have set it up a little differently, had those two girls in the finals, uh, but not sure what they're going to do with that. Will they give it to Lyra? Will they give it to Dakota? Who knows? We'll see. Actually, next week. Um, and speaking of next week, we had the final segment of the night featured Seth Rollins. He comes to the ring, said, "Hey, next week we're going to be on Netflix. I'm going to have a match with CM Punk, and no matter what happens in that match, I'm going to be here the week after week after week after week competing in this ring with CM Punk. You don't know. He might not get his way again, so he might take his ball and go home for 10 years. CM Punk, of course, came to the ring. Did not like that whatsoever. Question is, hey, did CM Punk just, or did Stone Cold Steve Austin take his ball and just go home? And, I ain't seen the man anywhere. And of course, Seth Rollins answered back. It's like, hey, Austin said that was the biggest mistake of his life. And Becky Lynch is at home taking care of a baby, which you know nothing about. Of course, he mentioned how he took his ball, went home. Uh, Mentioned but not mentioned that he, basically Colt Cabana. He went on Colt Cabana's podcast, buried the company and buried the WWE any chance he got, and then went to the competitor, asked, "Hey, how did that turn out for you?" Um, then he came back here. CM Punk said, "Hey, look, I didn't really want to be here. I loved it here. I just didn't like the person I was, working for, but he loved you." So that was kind of a little bit of good jab there, but it's more, I think more, I think it's more Triple H like Seth Rollins more than Vince McMahon. But kind of say, hey, you became a corporate guy, um, and of course, Seth Rollins got a couple words at the end, but um, pretty much left off with them doing a face-to-face thing again, kind of get that final picture of what's to go down next week, or get that get that picture so they can, when they do the build-up video, they can show that face-to-face type deal. Everybody gets that picture now. But like I said, pretty decent Raw. A lot more build-up to the next week's Raw that's going to be on Netflix. Um, Looking forward to this match. Rather for it to be on a pay-per-view. Kind of get it though. This is the first they're trying to get as many eyes as they can get on Netflix. I'll probably talk a little more about this on Thursday Spot Show live stream, but definitely they want to get all the eyes they can. They're pretty much treating that first Raw on Netflix like a pay-per-view, so we should see what happens on that. That does it for me for this week on WWE Raw Recap. Before I end off, condolences to the family and friends of the victims of the terrorist attack that happened in Louisiana. Uh, Again, thoughts and condolences go to them. Um, Basically, is all I can say about that. Uh, Only thing I say, hopefully, supposedly they think this, more than one person besides the driver. Glad at least the driver got swift and quick justice. That's all I will say about that. But if anything, any more people are involved, hopefully they catch them and uh, they get the maximum punishment they deserve. Uh, anyway, hope you folks have a good new year. Hopefully everybody has a great new year. You achieve all your goals of the year. Also, take it easy. Have a good one. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Thank you for checking out our P2 Vision. Subscribe to our P2 Vision to watch Ronald Ray's content that covers the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. His weekly content starts off with Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. Every Tuesday, Ronald Ray asks 5 questions about the sport of professional wrestling. So tune in and have some fun. Then it's WWE Monday Night Raw Recaps, where he recaps all the action from the Raw brand. Ronald Ray also does an AEW Dynamite recap show where he recaps and has fun doing it. Do you like live streams? Well, join Ronald Ray live on Spot Show Livestream, where he discusses current wrestling. Join the chat and have fun. Spot Show Livestream is on Thursday nights starting at 8 p.m. If current pro wrestling isn't your thing, like all wrestling past and present, or you're a new fan and want to hear how things were back in the day, then tune in to Wrestling Gold Friday night, where Ronald Ray discusses back in the day when wrestling was wrestling, featuring watch-alongs. That's Wrestling Gold Friday night on Fridays starting at 8 p.m.